Okay, my friends of Primal 4, I welcome you. How are you doing? It's always a good thing to greet, because when you greet one, it is a sign of respect. It accords you respect, even the other person you've greeted. Also, it gives comfort. One time I was moving to Kasese, and most of the people, I didn't know the languages they were speaking. So I had a neighbor who, of course, they were speaking the local languages, but they knew English. So I greeted my neighbor. And I now started, it became so easy for me to ask which place is this one, which place, where are we going to buy some edibles or some eats. And now my life was very, very okay. So greeting should be part of us. Are we together, my friend? Imagine when you don't greet someone, the way you look at one another, it's discomfort. So, friends, I encourage you to always greet. That's why your teachers are ever greeting you, because it's a sign of respect. Now, I left you with an activity. Do you still remember what we learned about that day or that time? Oh, sunshine. So I left you with the 6 numbers, and I'm here to first take you through those numbers, and then we get to today's lesson. Now, have a pencil. If your answer is correct, you put there a small tick. If it's not correct, you cross it, and you make sure you write the corrections. Be honest, remember. Okay. This is our previous activity. Number 1 was dash is the light and heat received from the sun. I expect my good learners to have sunshine. Question number 2. How is sunshine similar to wind as related to weather? Both are weather elements. You can also say both are weather factors or aspects. Question number 3. Name the instrument used to measure and record sunshine. That is a Campbell sunshine recorder. Question number next. How is too much sunshine a danger to the community? 1, it dries up water bodies. There are many answers. I don't know which one you opted to, but there are many more. Like, it dries up water sources, it causes drought, it causes famine, and so many others. We also have the next question, and that is the last question. Why are farmers advised to harvest their crops during a dry season? Oh, wow. Sunshine helps in drying harvested crops. So in order to dry their harvested crops, do I have someone who has passed everything? Now, right from the word fabulous, as in F-A-B-U-L-O-U-S, fabulous. You're perfect. You're a good learner. Now, if you missed out some numbers, you can write good attempt and write corrections, okay? Then in today's lesson, I don't want you to have anything that distracts you, because I want you to perform very well. You go to the next classes. You'll be very proud when they say promoted to P5. So how do you achieve that? By 1, paying attention whenever the teacher is teaching. 2, by loving what you do, like your handwriting. It should be perfect. No one should every time supervise you, please write well, write well. We know how to write, we must write well. Now, welcome you to today's lesson, and we shall talk about different weather instruments. We are going to be able to look at some of these weather instruments, because we normally talk about weather instruments, but some of us, we have not seen some of them. So you are going to get a chance to view some of the weather instruments. 2, we shall also learn to use different weather instruments, and also to describe how some weather instruments work. Now let's get to session 1. Session 1 is about weather instruments. Are you able to mention some weather instruments you have heard of or you know? Yes, you go ahead and mention. Okay. Now I have a small table, there that you are going to see very well. I have a rain gauge. There's an instrument called a rain gauge. There's a barometer. There's a hygrometer, 6 thermometer, Campbell sunshine recorder, windsock, and many others. Now, rain gauge is used to measure. Rain gauge is used to measure the amount of rainfall received in any area. Okay. Then we also have a barometer. Okay? This barometer is used to measure air pressure. We said rain gauge is used to measure the amount of rainfall received in a community. Then we also have a barometer, which is used to measure air pressure. We also have hygrometer. Now this one measures humidity. And humidity is the amount of water vapor in the atmosphere. The warmth in the atmosphere is actually humidity. We also have the 6 thermometer, from the word 6, because the person who invented this thermometer was called Mr. 6 James, as 6, S-I-X, figure 6. So he named this thermometer, was named after his name, and that is Mr. 6. So the thermometer is 6's thermometer. 6's thermometer. That is also known as maximum and minimum thermometer. Now we also have the Campbell sunshine recorder. That is used to measure and record hours of sunshine received in a day. The thermometer, the 6's thermometer, measures the highest and lowest temperature in a day, or it measures temperature of the day. Now we have the windsock. That one simply shows, get the selection of words, not measures, but it shows the strength and direction of wind. We have also the anemometer, which is used to measure the speed of wind. And lastly, the wind vane, which is used to show the direction of wind. Now, if there is any weather instrument that I've left out, we shall find those few things that I'll leave out in science. We shall also meet weather instruments in science. Okay? So you don't have to worry. Now, let's see our next session. Now, that instrument you are seeing there is known as rain gauge. That is how it looks like. And a rain gauge, as we said, it is used to measure the amount of rainfall received in an area. Now I will show you also, I have made my rain gauge from the local materials around me, and we shall use to see how it works, how it looks like. But its work is to measure the amount of rainfall received in an area, as you can see. Now, there are things you have to note about a rain gauge. Now, before, I've got these things from my environment. Our environment, you also get yours. Now I have this, you can call it a container or a bottle. This one is called a metallic container. What is it called? A metallic container. Now, this is also part of a rain gauge, and it is called a metallic container. What is its work? This one, it collects water when there is an overflow. If it rains a lot and the rain gauge that is put inside this metallic container gets full, it overflows. Now when it overflows, this rainwater will collect into the into the metallic container. Are we together? That is its first use. I said it is used to collect water in case of an overflow. Are we there? When the rain gauge the water bottle overflows, it will collect in the metallic container. 2, this metallic container also protects our water bottle. Now, where is our water bottle? I'm using this one to represent my water bottle. The water bottle is mainly used to collect rainwater. When it rains, this rainwater water droplets will fall here, and this bottle is going to collect rainwater, after which will be measured using a measuring cylinder. Are we there? Now, sometimes this water bottle can have the units. Remember, rainfall is measured in millimeters, and we shall know why. It's the only liquid, or it's a liquid that is measured in millimeters. You know very well liquids are not measured in millimeters, but for this, it is measured in millimeters. Now, there is also this part of a rain gauge. Do you see it? Yeah, some people at home use it when they are collecting water. This one here. So this one is representing a funnel. There is a part of a rain gauge called a funnel. Now this funnel is put on top of the water bottle. You know why? In order to collect rainwater into the bottle. Because this opening of the water bottle may not be, it's not big actually. Mine is big, but it's not big. So the water droplet may not easily drop into here. Now we use this one which has a wide opening so that it can trap, it collects the rainwater into the water bottle. Are we together? So this water bottle is always placed in a metallic container. And the metallic container, I said, its work is to collect water in case the water bottle overflows. It protects the water bottle. Now, I'm going also to show you in my illustration here on the my screen, but there are things to note, okay? There are things to note when we are using a rain gauge. Are we there? Remember, this one is a rain gauge, and this is what I was actually talking about. Now, you see, the parts I was talking about, there is this part here. This part is the one we are calling that part there. The one we are calling the funnel. And its work is to collect rainwater into the water bottle. You can see here, when it rains, this funnel, it has a wider opening, okay? So it keeps on trapping the droplet, the water droplet into the water bottle, as you can see there. And then this bottle here, it's one that collects the rainwater. Now, here the metallic container is not there, but the metallic container is to protect this water bottle. Then, in case this rain gauge overflows, the other remaining water will also collect in the metallic container. Are we together, my friends? Hope you are getting what I'm explaining to you, because I don't want to leave anyone behind. Now, it has already the units or the measuring cylinder, which is used to measure the amount of rainfall received in a place. And as I've told you, rainfall is measured in millimeters. It's a liquid and measured in millimeters. Usually we measure liquids in liters. But why rainfall in millimeters? Now pay attention. Now it is measured in millimeters, as you can see, in order to know the depth of rainwater into the soil. Now, we don't just say, oh, today it has rained heavily, it has rained cats and dogs. No, we have to prove. And we consider how deep this rainwater has gone into the ground or into the soil. Are we there? So now it's like we are measuring the depth. That's why we put it in millimeters, to know the depth of rainwater into the soil. Are we together? Also, when we are using this rain gauge, we place it above the ground, slightly 30 centimeters above the ground. We don't just put it on the ground, on the leveled ground, because there are many factors. The first reason here is, why is it placed at least 30 centimeters above the ground? One, to avoid flowing water to enter into the rain gauge. sometimes the flowing water can easily enter into the rain gauge. So we raise it a little high, 30 centimeters above the ground. That's the first reason. The second reason is to avoid rainwater from splashing into the rain gauge. You know, when the rainwater falls down, it has strength. So when it hits the ground, it splashes. Now, to avoid that, we have to raise it a little, 30 centimeters above the ground, in order to avoid the rainwater or rain droplets from splashing into the rain gauge. Now, there's also another thing that you should know about a rain gauge when you are using it. One, rain gauge is put in an open place. Don't get it and put it in your house and you say, Mommy, today we want to know how much rainfall have we received. No, it will not work. Actually, even when it is at the weather station, it is always put in an open place. Don't put it under a tree or in your house or in a Stevenson's crib, because there it won't work. It only works when it is in an open place. And what is the reason? One, to avoid the obstruction of rainwater into the rain gauge. Like when you put it in a house or in a class and it rains, will you find any water in the water bottle? Automatically no, because the rainwater was blocked by the building. So it should be in an open place. All together, my friends, am I taking you very fast? Should I reduce a little? Okay, I know we are moving on the same pace. Now, the other reason is in order to get the right amount of rainfall. So when you want to get the right amount of rainfall, my friends, don't hide the rain gauge. You have to put it in an open place without anything that can obstruct it. Now, we also have those are the few things that we need to note, and these are illustrations to show you. Now this one is 30 centimeters above the ground, the other one is at the ground. So we have to place it like this in order to avoid the flowing water from entering it. Two, in order to avoid the rainwater from splashing or the rain droplets from splashing into the rain gauge, as you can see. Now the other one, which is on the ground, you see what happens, okay? I think you can see. The water is splashing into the rain gauge and you end up getting wrong information or wrong measurement. Let's see. It should be put in an open place like here. It shouldn't be put near any under the tree or building, because the water droplets will be obstructed. So the rain droplets won't enter the rain gauge. And when it does not enter, no work done. You have wasted your time. Yet you want to know how much rainfall does place A receive. Now, as you can see, this one receives rain droplets very well, but the other one, no. It's because the rain droplets are obstructed by the leaves of the plant. Now, let's see what next. There are also other weather instruments, and I want to talk a little about some of these ones. But I know now we have learned about how a rain gauge works. Now, this one is called a wind vane. We said in the beginning that it is used to show the direction of wind. Now I want to tell you something here, a magic. I have magic here. That thing on top is called a pointer, and it has what we call parts. There is this part here. Have you seen it? That part which is not sharp like the other one, that one is called a tail. It is called a tail. Then we have the other part, the sharp part. That one is called a pointer. It's called a pointer, or the head. Okay? Now, when that pointer points a certain direction, there is an interpretation there. And it works in opposite direction, I can say. Now, when that pointer points, for example, north, the point of a wind vane points north, what does it mean? Who is attentive? Okay, now it simply means that the wind is blowing from north. Therefore, to which direction? What is the opposite of north? Quickly, what's the opposite of north? That is south. So it means that the wind will be blowing to south. What about when it points east? Don't be excited. Teacher. The wind is blowing to east. No. When it points east, it simply means that the wind is blowing from east, therefore to west. Who has managed to get that trick? Put up your hand. I want to see you. Yes, I've seen that boy. I also have this girl. Very good. I like people because children listen, they understand everything you tell them. So that is how a wind vane works. And I'm going to set some questions and I see if you have been following. Now, the rest, this one is called a windsock and it is used to show the strength of wind. When the wind is strong, it blows into that part and you will see it rising up. No, yeah, today the wind is very strong. When it's not very strong, automatically it won't blow up. Okay? So it shows the strength of wind. We have that one. That one is called an anemometer. It measures the speed of wind. And wind is measured in kilometers per hour. In kilometers per hour. So that's how it looks like. And now I come to an end of today's lesson. I guess it has been interesting to you the way it has been interesting to me. I want you to sit down. You have a pen, have a pencil, have a ruler, and write my work in the most decent way, in a very good handwriting. I expect everyone to pass this work very well. I want to leave you with this activity, and I'm not going to read through with you as I told you, because now you are my friends, you know how to read. I want to wish you a nice day. We meet again. I remain Waiswa Saddam. See you again.